Welcome back to my class. Already we have completed what is the operating system, functions of operating system and a computer system, architectures, environment. And today I will explain the services of operating system. Okay, what services the operating system is providing to us. Okay, operating system is providing services to user and as well as a program also. Example, services of operating system, it is providing services to program. Next, it is providing services to user also. How it is providing services to program means, whenever any program is loaded into a memory, it will provide a convenient environment for program loading as well as executing. And it will provide environment to the user to run their applications in a friendly and convenient manner. And including this, the operating system is providing a number of services to a user. Here I will give the list of services which services provided by the operating system. The first one is user interface. User interface. Let me write from here. I will write here so that it is visible to you. User interface. The second one, program execution. The third one is input output operations or management. Next, file system management. Next, communication. Next, resource allocation. Seventh one is accounting. The last one is protection and security. Students, I'll read out the services provided by the operating system. User interface, program execution, input and output operations, or it is input and output management. Next, file system management, communication, resource allocation, accounting, protection and security. So, better student, you do one thing, you all copy this 8 services. I'll give you 1 minute and you all copied on this. Or you can take the screenshot of this. Because again when you come to a syllabus, you have chapters on this. So better you note it down. I'll give you 1 minute time. Okay students, now I will explain the first service. What is the first service here? User interface. User interface, actually what is a user interface is, it is a part of operating system only. It is a part of operating system. It will allows the user to interact with the operating system. Means how the user is interacting with the operating system. Okay, interface. Already I have explained one example. You are coming to a college or you are coming to a classroom. Example, there is a student, okay, and this is your classroom. And how will you enter into a classroom? By using a door, I said. So this is called as a interface. Okay, so you can communicate. You can enter this into a room. You can enter into a room by using the 3 methods. So using here we have operating system. You can interact with the system using the 3 ways. I think think you all understood interface. It is an entry point. So you can enter into operating system in 3 ways. Okay, interface. Better you all maintain the running notes of this interface. Here we have 3 types of interfaces. First one is command line interface. I'll write it. Command line interface. Command line interface. The second one is batch. And the third one is graphical user interface. All of you write down interface. How many types of interface we have? 3 types. One is command line interface. The second one is a batch interface. And the third one is a graphical user interface. Okay. Now, let me explain the command line interface. First one is the command line interface. I think you all know the command prompt in C programming. You have like this. This is called as a command line interface. Actually, in the command line operating system, whatever actions, whatever services it is provided to a user, it will perform when the user gives the command. Means operating system will understand only the commands. So whatever, using a command line interface, whatever actions, whatever the user want to perform inside the system, then the user can communicate with the system using a command. Example, you want to copy content from one file to another file. I'll write like this. Copy a1.txt to a2.txt. These two are called as a parameters. Parameter 1 and parameter 2. And this is called as a command. So here what user want? User want to copy content from A file to B file. So what action the user want to perform here? Copy. So when user want to perform copy command, the user will give the copy command to operating system with the required parameters. So whenever the user gives the command, then operating system will load means operating system will load, or it will call a file called command interpreter. Command interpreter. So what is the use of this? Means this file will execute the command and it will display the output also in the command prompt. So this is called as a command line interface. I think you all understood. So command line interface means what? Whatever actions the user want to perform, all the actions, whatever action the user want to perform, you need to give a command to operating system. So whenever the user gives the command to operating system, internally the command interpreter program will be called with the required parameters, and it will execute the command, and whatever output it is producing, that will be displayed on the command prompt itself. Okay, only one point is there. Whatever actions you want to perform, whatever actions the user want to perform, he should give in the form of command. That is the command prompt interface. So here how the user is interacting with the system using the commands. The second one is batch interface. Batch means what actually? Batch means it's a bulk. So here, example, whatever actions the user want to perform. In advance only, the user will give all the commands, and after some time, the operating system will perform all the actions and it will return back the output. Here, the user no need to interact with the system in between. Means this type of interface does not require any interaction from the user. Example, here I am giving a 3 subjects marks. I am giving A 10, B 20 and C equals to 30. And I will give the total formulas I will give, instructions I will give, total A plus B plus C and average total by 3. Next grade and whatever you want to perform. Here only we will give these instructions and we will leave. And operating system will perform all the instructions in the batch, and whatever output you are getting, that will be printed on the command line. Okay, so from where you are giving the instruction, in the same manner you will get the outputs. This is a batch interface. The third and the important one is graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Graphics means what? Actually pictures, any icons like that. So in this type of interface, the user will interact with the system by using different icons, different images. Okay, so here actually what technique we'll use is point and click. This technique we use. Okay, so this point and click is nothing but whichever application you want to use, whichever command you want to use. Just we'll select that, we'll point to that icon and we'll click on that. So what happened, that command will be given to an operating system. Actually in this type of operating system, different icons represents different files, different softwares, different folders and different subfolders. So whatever actions the user want to perform, the user no need to give the command. Just the user need to click on that. Internally, the command is given to an operating system. Using this type of interface, here we have different advantages. First thing is, it is user friendly. User friendly means anyone can easily access. No commands and all. No need to remember the commands also. The second one is, it is easy for accessing. It is easy for accessing even new user also. And using this third one, the user can perform multiple tasks at a time. Okay, so what advantages we have? Here we have three advantages. One is the user friendly, and the second one is easy for access, and the third one is multiple tasks. These are the advantages of graphical user interface. So this is about the interface. What is an interface? It provides a way to access the operating system, a way to operate the, means interact with the operating system. How many types of interfaces we have? Three types. One is command line interface, the second one is the batch, and the third one is a graphical user interface. Now come to a program execution. Program execution means, example, you have created one file, you have saved. Next you want to execute a program. So when you want to execute a program, when you have saved file, actually that file is saved in the secondary storage. But where the program execution will be done? In the primary storage. So whenever the user want to execute a program, that program should be transferred from secondary storage to the primary storage for the execution. So this is who will do this job? The operating system will do this job. So it is also one of the service of operating system. So whenever the user is requesting for a program execution, it should load, the operating system should load that program into a processor and it should execute that. And even if that program execution means the program execution should end either normally or abnormally. Abnormally means before completing the execution, in middle if you want to stop, that is called as abnormally. If you have given a command to the stop, it is the job of the operating system to stop the execution. That is the abnormal execution of the command. So in the process execution, what is the job of the operating system? It should load the program into memory. It should execute the program either normally or abnormally. Now come to input and output operation. Third one is input and output operation. This also already I have explained in the functions of operating system. What is the input and output operation? When program is while program is executing and it is requesting for any input from a user, or it required any input, any output from it. If this want to print anything on the output, it is a job of the operating system. Operating system should provide that devices. It may be a device or it may be a file. Whatever the program is requesting, the job of the operating system should provide that resources. I am requesting. Who will provide? The operating system will provide. Whatever the user is requesting, that services are provided by the operating system. Example, I want to upload a file. So when you want to upload a file, what you need, in that case, what is an output? File is an output. So it is the job of the operating system to give that file so that that file can be uploaded. And if you are writing if you are writing a CD, or if you want to write a content, so what you need a CD. that is a device. So that input can be a file or it may be a device, and that output can be any content or any device. But whenever any user or any program is requesting for any input and output, it is the duty of operating system to provide that to the user. So it will also come under the services of operating system. Here what service the operating system is providing? Input and output. The next and fourth one is file system management. File system management. I think you all know what is a file. File is a collection of related information which represents something. Okay, and whenever you create the file, whenever you save the file, that file will be saved on secondary storage device like a hard disk and all. So here what service the operating system is providing to the user whenever the user want to create a file or whenever the user want to save the file, the operating system should give the memory to save that file, and whenever the user want to delete a file, then the operating system should provide an interface to delete that file. And whenever the user is searching for any file, it should give the list of available files in the memory so that the user can select the file and he can open the file. So whenever the user want to create a file, whenever the user want to delete a file, whenever the user want to modify a file, whenever the user want to search for a file, the operating system should provide the interfaces so that the user can easily open the file, delete the file, or he can search the file. This will come under file system. Under here the operating system provide 4 or 5 services. One is create, second one is delete, third one is searching, and the fourth one is modify. So that is under renaming and all. Okay, so for this 4 operations the operating system should provide interfaces to the user. The next one is the communication. Here what is the communication? It is exchanging information between two things actually. So in our system, in our computer, if more than one process is working concurrently, example, this is the system. In this 2 or 3 process programs are running. One program want to communicate with another program. If one program want to communicate with another program, if it is a legal communication, then the operating system should provide the communication channel. The communication channel here is nothing but the via message passing. Via message passing, the operating system can provide communication between the 2 processes. Okay, how it is providing using a message, one process can communicate with the other process, and who will provide that facility? The operating system will provide that facility. So it is also one of the service of the operating system to provide a communication channel when any process, when any 2-3 processes want to communicate. The next one is resource allocation. This point also already I have explained. Resource allocation. What is the resource? Already I have explained. What is the resource? One printer is there, this is the output device. When this printer is shared among different computers, then that printer will become a resource. Means it is a shared. For example, this printer is requested by these 4 machines. To which machine the resource is allocated, the device is allocated. So it is a job of it is a service of the operating system to maintain a queue. Means according to the time or according to the priority of the job, the resource is allocated to different computers. Okay, so this service is also provided by the operating system whenever any process, whenever any computer or any process requesting for any resource based on the priority, based on the time, requesting that. Based on that, the operating system will allocate that resource to a process. So that is also service of the operating system. The next one is accounting. Accounting means what actually? Example, if you have entered, if you have entered into a library or in any office, when you enter into an office or when you enter into a library, what they will ask? They ask you to enter your name, phone number and all. Means why they are maintaining, actually how many users are entered into a system, what they use, for how much time they use the resources, they want to find out. Similarly, whenever any user enter into a system, the operating system will maintain the complete information about that user. Means who has entered into a system, what files they used, for how much time they used. The operating system want to maintain the complete log information. That log information is called as a accounting. Means the operating system want to maintain the information of each and every user who used the system. Okay, so that will come under accounting. This is also one of the services of the operating system. Last, protecting. This also already I have explained. Protecting, protection and security. Protection and security. Protection and security. This point already I have explained in functions of operating system. So when any user switch on the system, the operating system will give the prompt to give a valid username and password. Why it is giving? Because it must ensure that whatever resources are there inside the system, that should be used and controlled by only the authorized users. So that is why whenever the user entered into a system, it is asking a username and password. So whenever the user gives the username and password, that information is already compared with already saved username and password. If this username and password is matching, then what it will think, okay, is a valid person, authorized person, so resources can be given to that person. Still, why this protection and security? The operating system ensures that what it wants, the resources whatever it is there in the system, that must be protected from misuse. Means only authorized users are using, means only they will use the required resources. So they won't misuse the properties, resources inside the system. So that is why it want to give access rights to only the authorized users, not for all the users. That is why here it is giving a protection. How it is that will give the protection? By using a username and password. So whenever only authenticated users can use the system. How the user can authenticate himself? By using a username and password. Username and password. Okay. So in this way, the operating system is protecting our resources from a misuse. So this service is about operating system. What services the operating system is providing to a user? Once again, just I will give the brief. User interface. User interface is in what? How the user is interacting with the system, operating system. In 3 ways the user can interact with the operating system: using a command line, using a batch, and the third one is a graphical user interface. The next one is the program execution. Whenever any program want to execute, and whenever a user want to execute any program, then the operating system is loading that program into memory, and it will execute the program either normally or abnormally. The next one is input and output operation. Whenever any user requesting for any input or output device, it is the service of the operating system to provide that device to a user. Next, file system management. File system management means whenever the user want to save a file inside the memory, it is the job of the operating system to give a memory inside the system. And whenever the user want to delete a whenever the user want to delete a file, manipulate the file, search for the file, replace a file, the operating system should provide interfaces for all the actions, whatever the user want to perform. Next is communication. When one or two processes want to communicate with each other, it should provide a communication channel. Maximum the operating system will provide a communication channel by using a messages. And whenever the user want to delete any file and all, it will give the visual confirmation from the user. That also you get. Next, resource allocation. Resource means if any device is shared among different systems, that is called as a resource allocation. When any system is requesting for any resource, then the operating system will give the resource to that system. It's based on the time and it is based on the priority. And accounting. Whenever the user is entered into a system, the operating system should maintain complete information about the person. Means what they have opened, what file they have opened, what they have searched, what they did, what update they did, and how much time they used that file. Everything should be maintained by the operating system. The next one is the protection and security. protection, how operating system is providing a protection to the user by using a username and password. Here you can add one more service, that is the error detection. Error detection means example, simple example. You are searching for a file, that file is not there in the system. So it is the job of the operating system to help the user that so and so file is not there. Okay. For example, if file is there, then it will give the location that your file is there in a there at some particular location. Okay. So that will come under error detection. Means if the user want to use any file or any folder which is not there in the system, that error information should be given to a user. And if the user has entered wrong password and username, it should give the so and so information, means your password is wrong. Like that, error information also the operating system will give to the users. So this is about operating system services. You can take screenshot of this. Thank you, students. In the next topic, we'll continue in the next class.